So, Ghana's railway network is about to take center stage in a major new investment story. This time, the interest is coming from Qatar, not Europe, not China, or the United States. Foreign Minister Honorable Okudzeto-Ablakwa has secured billion-dollar level investment from Al Mansour Holdings of Qatar. These discussions cover several major national projects. But while the headlines highlight a new smart city, new regional hospitals, the true game changer is the Western Corridor network. So today, let's break everything down. The proposed Qatari projects, Ghana's current railway map, which lines are dead, which ones are active, and why this new railway investment could transform the country. During his visit to Qatar from November 13th to 14th, Honorable Ablakwa met Sheikh Mansour bin Jabbar Al Thani, the chairman of Mansour Holdings. From that meeting, Qatar expressed interest in supporting 6 major development projects in Ghana. A new smart city, which we've already made a video about, the Western Corridor network, which is our focus for today, a national gold refinery, regional airports, regional hospitals, and other long-term strategic investments. Ablakwa says the total investment could reach the billion-dollar bracket. But the biggest piece, the one with the deepest economic impact, is the railway project. But before we dive into the Qatar deal, let's pause for a context. Here is a short comment from Nana Kwabena Nkesia V, the paramount chief of the Esikado traditional area. He explains why the British never built the Ghana railway system to serve Ghana in the first place.
Why did they create the colonies? They were all business interests. And the business interests that take an area of Africa, exploit it as much as you can for those who are in Europe. And that is what has brought us here. If you're thinking about the railways, Ghana to the colonialists was a very simple thing. It was just a business concern, profit and loss. I hope you understand that. It was profit and loss. What is happening to France now? You know that is because the AES are withdrawing themselves from uranium and so on. It's the same thing. Take out whatever you can, and that's all that there is. So if they put in the railways, then they didn't put it in for your interest. They put it in for their interest. So who are those who came to do the railways? They were businessmen. Where did they go to? The objective was to get to where bauxite is, where manganese is, where the gold is, and see how they cut them out at the cheapest rates for themselves. The railways was not built for Ghanaians. It wasn't built for Africans. I'm here mainly because the conversation is about the railways. Yeah. I wouldn't be here. But I still believe, as he was saying, that our only salvation as a country lies in the railways. However we develop it, we can. And then to point it out, some countries have developed railways without foreign investment. No foreigner is going to come and develop the railways for you. I've sat at a meeting where they were discussing a road construction. And I was sitting down feeling like laughing and crying. Why? Because that road that we were taking a loan to construct and pay, what's the name of that thing? Interest on the road. It was going to an area and to be used to cut our resources out. So they were building it for Europe. But we take it that, we'll pass on it for the next 10 years, and so that is it. And we're going to pay interest on it. Why? Couldn't we have done the railroad to that section?
Well, understanding that history helps us understand the railway map today, because Ghana's railway system is a mix of new lines, abandoned lines, and lines that exist only on paper. Right now, Ghana has only one major active passenger rail operation, and that is of course the Tema to Mpakadan line. It is part of the Ghana-Burkina Faso railway vision, built with support from India, used mostly for testing and limited service, and expected to connect a future cross-border line. There are also a few small fleet operations near the port and industrial zones. But Ghana does not yet have a true nationwide network. In simple terms, 95% of Ghana's railway potential is still untapped. And here is where the real story begins. These railway lines physically exist, but they do not operate. Takoradi to Takwa to Awaso, once a major manganese and bauxite route, now mostly abandoned. Accra to Nsawam, occasionally testing but no consistent service. Accra to Tema, once reliable, now shut down due to safety issues. Kumasi to Kase, to Konongo, to Ejoso, to Accra. Historically important, currently non-functional. Kumasi to Takwa to Takrade, used for minerals and cocoa, now dormant. Western line beyond Kojokrom, barely active and heavily degraded. So what we have is a railway map, but one that no longer works. And this is exactly why Qatar's interest matters. The Western Corridor Railway Network is the most strategic railway project in Ghana. Let's break down the reasons. 1. It connects Ghana's entire mineral belt, bauxite, gold, manganese, lithium, and major cocoa areas. 2. It links mines directly to the port of Takrade. This reduces transport costs and boosts exports. 3. It passes through key industrial zones: Takwa, Pristia, Bogoso, Dunkwal, Awaso, and Nyinahini. 4. It enables the integrated bauxite to aluminium industry. You cannot build an aluminium industry without efficient rail. 5. It reduces dependence on long-distance trucking. This protects roads, lower costs, reduce accidents, and speed up production. 6. It positions Ghana for future regional rail connections, including Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and the wider Sahel region. So, in short, if one rail project can transform Ghana's economy, it is the Western Corridor. For decades, Ghana has announced railway projects, but without funding, most of them never move beyond drawings and media headlines. And here is why the Qatar's involvement is significant. 1. Qatar has deep long-term investment capacity. They finance massive projects around the world. 2. They specialize in complex infrastructure, something like new cities, ports, transport systems, and energy corridors. 3. They prefer strategic partnership, not just loans, but equity, PPPs, and long-term commitments. 4. The Western Corridor fits their investment style because it is a resource-linked, high-impact, and offer long-term returns. 5. It positions Ghana as a West African industrial hub. Efficient rail means cheaper exports, more manufacturing, and more jobs. With this single corridor, Ghana could reduce transport costs, boost mining exports, support new industrial zones, create thousands of jobs, and strengthen regional logistics, all from one rail line. So yes, Qatar's interest is real, but we are still at an early stage. Until a formal agreement is signed, everything remains under negotiations. With that said, if Qatar truly invests in the Western Corridor Railway, Ghana will not only repair an old railway line, it could reshape the country's entire economic future. And that is all for today's episode. Please let us know your thoughts and suggestions on this in the comment section below. And thank you very much for watching. My name is Sheriff Haruna. This is AS1 Report. Have a joyful life and see you in the next one. Macrao.